500 years after the Great Sunder, the Blackwood Pack faced a period of decline known as the Cold Blood Era. During these decades, birth rates plummeted, and the pack's territorial influence began to recede. This chart clarifies the biological divide at the center of the crisis. At the top is the Lycanus primus, the ancient first blood. These are born shifters, 8 feet tall and naturally immune to silver. Below them sits the modern Canis lupus, werewolves who rely on social rank and remain highly vulnerable to physical trauma. As the Lycan line thinned, modern wolves like the Omega Taryn Black attempted to fill the power gap. Lacking the genetic authority of the ancients, they relied on calculated high-intensity aggression to intimidate the pack. This created a lethal instability. Feral violence had become a substitute for the biological mandate required to anchor the pack mind. The hope for a reversal of the Cold Blood era lived in Elena Winters. As the prophesied Silver Wolf, she was born with the ability to reset the pack's lineage. Yet her human stepmother, Taryn, had spent 20 years ensuring she never shifted. Taryn utilized a process known as the cage. As this cross-section shows, daily microdoses of wolfsbane create an artificial calcification barrier around a shifter's marrow. This process physically fused the cellular gateway shut, trapping the inner beast inside a human body. Alpha Alexander ended the suppression by feeding Elena his own Lycan blood. The high-density first blood incinerated the alchemical buildup and forced the cellular transition to occur in a single violent burst. Elena emerged as a 9-foot silver wolf. Her awakening howl released a celestial frequency that physically stabilized the pack's internal magic, ending the generational fertility slump. The shift demonstrated that human alchemy is a temporary barrier against the deep-coded biology of the Lycan line. Following the transformation, the monarchs initiated the first hunt. This process cements the telepathic mate bond and marks the empire's boundaries with a unified pheromone signature. The monarchs operate with the synergy mapped in this tactical matrix. Alexander provides the physical force, 900 pounds of bone and muscle capable of crushing stone. Elena acts as the radar, isolating thermal signatures and transmitting heat maps directly into the Alpha's mind. This synergy allowed them to dismantle Alpha Silas's bloodcloth sect. While Silas utilized human-made silver mortars, Elena tracked the launch sites through the blizzard, allowing Alexander to charge and neutralize the enemy command. The victory over Silas served as the proof of concept for the pack's new tactical structure. They were no longer an isolated pack. They were becoming a synchronized army. The arrival of the first pure Lycan heirs in centuries placed a massive physical strain on Elena. The pack enacted the right of the Iron Hearth, locking her in a subterranean vault to protect the lineage during the final stages of labor. Outside, the citadel faced the Wander, a hive of 2,000 ghouls led by the mutated remains of Taryn Black. These hairless, skeletal monstrosities scaled the granite walls, exactly as the royal twins were born. The children's inherited traits broke the siege. On this genetic chart, Valerius carries the Iron Command, a sonic xenotype forcing instinctual submission. Lyra carries the Eclipse Aura, releasing a silver pulse that neutralized the ghoul's corrupted blood, turning the army to ash. The citadel remained standing because of these inherited traits. The defensive walls were secondary to the biological defense provided by the twins. 10 years later, the Blackwood borders spanned the continent. While excavating the southern Badlands, the pack discovered the primordial cradle, a subterranean vault predating the arrival of humans in the valley. This granite carving reveals the intended function of the Lycan and Silver Wolf bloodlines. They are planetary antibodies. They exist as a biological immune system designed to neutralize artificial corruption. Under this lens, the rapid expansion of the Blackwood Empire mirrors a biological response. The planet's immune system was finally reactivating on a macro scale. By the age of 20, Valerius and Lyra were required to defend the Empire from 2 final threats: the industrial armies of the eastern coast and an internal coup led by General Kane. When Eastern human delegates attempted to use black powder rifles during a summit, Lyra activated her Eclipse Aura. The light rendered their weapons inert, turning the powder into black sand before they could fire. Simultaneously, General Kane attempted a rebellion using silver-tipped gauntlets. Valerius met him in the training ring and utilized a localized whisper of the Iron Command to shatter the silver and force Kane to the ground. These encounters established the stability of the modern empire. By utilizing their inherited traits, the twins were able to neutralize both external technology and internal rebellion before the first blow landed. Progress in the Blackwood Empire was now dictated by the ancient laws of the First Blood.